What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing sort of a budget Iron Twins team for you guys today, and the champions that I utilize. It kind of showcases a bunch of fusion champions and then one champion that we all know and love. Let's get into it. Alright, so Iron Twins. Have you been farming Iron Twins at all? Is it just a dead location? I don't know. Do you typically just go for tournaments at this point and just farm the tournaments for those mortal soul stones that come out these days? Some tournaments do have them, like these pending tournaments have these essence, dragon tournament didn't have it here, but I think there's maybe sometimes events as well that do drop just soul stones at this point. They drop essence, soul coins. This one has soul coins for summon rush. Dungeon divers drops one mortal. Greater oils get dropped nowadays as well. Artifact enhancement, we can't check that one out yet, but typically myself as a free-to-play player, I farm just Sundays, and I do the magic one as well, and I do some of the spirit once in a while. It's the harder one for me because the champions that I utilize from positive versus negative affinity. But the champions that I'm utilizing right now, I'm actually utilizing Pythion as one champion who I just slotted in, and he does a really good job. So fusion champion Pythion is really strong. Fusion champion Oella also really strong. I just don't have the perfect gear for them, but they are very strong champions. Now Oella, she is in random pieces. But she hits the stats, right? 3,400 defense, 62,000 HP, 268 speed, 400 resistance, because when she places her increased resistance on herself, her resistance now goes to 600, which is what you need to hopefully not get those debuffs on you. And then she has amazing heal. This heal, don't sleep on this heal. It's a very strong heal. She also increases the turn meter of the allies as well by 30%. It's on a 3-turn cooldown if you could book her out. She also has a decreased speed, but I personally don't have her with that amount of accuracy that I need. So right now I have 299 accuracy, which is not enough for here. You need at least 500. However, in dungeons, hard mode dungeons, she has plenty of accuracy. I did put her in the accuracy tree down to Eagle Eye. And I would suggest getting either increased turn meter, or you could even get lasting gifts. Probably lasting gifts for sure. I'm going to put that on her. And then you could also do spirit haste, but I feel like this one here, when an ally's attack with a critical, will increase the turn meter. This one's really nice too. But you could also potentially pick up sniper as well. But personally, I would put lasting gifts because of all those buffs that she places, especially the increased resistance, and it can increase resistance buff. Plus she has an increase the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, which is really nice. She's also really strong in Hydra. So Pythion, as you all know and love, very strong champion as well. I have him in just a stone skin set and speed, and he's fast enough, but the biggest thing is survivability for Iron Twins. I have 73,000 HP, 3,600 defense, 244 speed, 451 resistance, which means, again, Oella's skill will help him out. He'll gain at least another 225 resistance, so he can hopefully resist a lot of the debuffs that this Iron Twins guy is going to place on us. Now, I wish Iron Twins was on here for the area bonuses, and I wish that Sand Devil's Necropolis was on here for the area bonuses. Maybe one day they'll change that and they'll actually put them in. It's kind of annoying. Now, I do have him almost fully booked. I wish that I could get all the books into this, but of course I'm always super unlucky and I don't get the books in the right location. So 2 more books here. I would recommend booking this down to a 4-turn rather than a 6-turn, so you have a higher chance of survival. But this is so far 100% run for me. I've run like 5 or 6 times on between Void and Magic because we are Force Affinity with the champions that I'm using. So he's Force. I also have Mother Sibel as well. Plus he brings an aura of 60 resistance in all battles if you wanted to do that. And then you've got Mother Sibeli. I do recommend fully booking her as well. 3-turn cooldown here. on the revive on death. So if we do die, they can get picked back up pretty much right away. I do have War Master on her. I don't think War Master is necessary, but I do also utilize her in Hydra. So because a lot of these champions I use in other areas of the game, that's why they're not completely specialized to one specific area. Now for her, she's actually the lowest HP. So if she ends up dying, maybe she dies before others, and when she gets picked back up from the revive, she actually has a nice passive where she heals everybody. So this passive here heals all allies by 20% of their max HP, fills their turn meters by 15% whenever this champion's revived. Very strong champion. Do not sleep on Mother Sibel. Also has a decreased speed on the A1. So I made sure that I had enough accuracy with her, 576, so I don't need to run an accuracy lead. 257 speed, because the Iron Twins on stage 15 I believe is 250 speed, so you want to try to go before him. I'm also using Geomancer as well. So good old Geomancer, he's kind of like required almost, but you could use a poisoner if you wanted to. I just highly recommend using Geomancer because of his passive ability of reflecting that damage back onto the boss. I have him at 585 accuracy. I'm honestly over in accuracy, and having better HP and better defense is much more beneficial. So I would personally want to change up his stats completely and just get 520 accuracy at the most, get like 50k HP, 300 defense. And because I recently changed my 1-key or 2-key Ultra Nightmare team to a 1-key Ultra Nightmare team, he was actually on my 1-key or 2-key Ultra Nightmare team. And because I switched up that Ultra Nightmare team, I don't need to use this gear anymore. I don't need to have 100% crit rate. So, and exactly 215 speed for that Ultra Nightmare team. So I can switch up his speeds, I can switch up everything and make him even stronger for this Iron Twins team. Doesn't necessarily have to be this speeds right here. Honestly, I'd make him a little bit tankier if possible. And then the last person I utilized is Mithrala. So Mithrala, where's she at? So I have this champion in the Blessing. Most of the champions are in the Blessing for Brimstone, by the way. Very strong Blessing. I do have this one fully booked as well. Accuracy in all battles if you need it. But you need to hit the speeds, so be careful about that. I do have her in Eagle Eye. And then I guess I could show the masteries fully. So here are the masteries that I put on her. And then, because I run her everywhere in the game, so she's just a kind of random skills, random masteries for everywhere in the game. So she's just super strong. I mean, she's very versatile. You can build her specifically for certain areas, but again, I personally would use her in Hydra, Arena. That's where I mainly use her, Hydra and Arena. But doesn't mean you can't use her in Iron Twins as well. She's super strong in there too. She has the poisons. This is one of the best abilities for her, is the strengthen and the shield. Super strong, you know, so don't sleep on her. And she's a free champion you get from just farming Hydra, so that's why I use her. I just put her in triple perception, so not a bad champion. HP, accuracy on the chest, speed on the boots. So there's those champions. We're gonna go right in. Okay, so Iron Twins stage 15 minute and 36 seconds is the fastest I've run it. Now, of course, a lot of people are like, why aren't you just using the Helicath or the Unkillable teams? I don't use them because I don't have triple Painkeeper built out or a Helicath, and I don't have Roshkar the Tower, so that's why I'm not using those teams. Although they're just as easy, if not easier, to build. But if you're free to play, low spend, then this team could work for you because they're all fusions, right? It's fusion, and then this one's just login or Hydra champion rather. You get them from Hydra, fusion with Pythion, and then Geomancer is the only one that you'd have to pull from a shard. So, I mean, you still need Geomancer for the other team comp anyways, right? So it's kind of the same. It's just, do you have these champions? Do you have all these fusions, and do you have Mithrala? You'll get her in time. It doesn't take too long. So more than likely you'll get her within a year. It's not that difficult to get her. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention was the team setup. So let me go ahead and show you the team setup as well. So let me go all the way down here, do the setup. So with Mithrala, lead off with the Libation of Pain, Mother Sibel, leads off with Mask of Dread, then she just does Soul Shepherd. Oella leads, she just does what she wants. She typically leads right off with the resistance, so if for some reason she's not leading off with it, which I doubt it because her AI actually works pretty good, lead off with Morphosis. Geomancer, always prioritize Quicksand Grasp. Pythion, just let him do what he's got to do and he'll take care of the rest. He'll do the revive if people are dead. So I would suggest if you want to, you can put this as a priority to revive, but he only revives if people are dead. And again, I highly recommend getting the cooldown to a 4-turn cooldown. So that way the chances of survival are pretty much 100%. I haven't lost yet again, but you could potentially lose. It just hasn't happened to me yet. All right, so we're going to go right in just to showcase the team. But yeah, the synergy with the team is very good. She starts off with increasing resistance so we can get some resist some places. Of course, if everybody's resistance was a little bit higher, would have been better. And then he places, Geomancer placed that skill right there with the HP burn. Now he's just going to do damage to us slowly but surely. And sometimes we hit a little bit too much damage with the poison procs and it removes all the debuffs, which stinks. So there you go. So we did a little bit too much damage, especially if she has War Master on. So you really don't want War Master on your champions if you can help it, because you just want all the damage to come from Geomancer. But you can see we come back around to our abilities very, very quickly with Strengthen, Shields, Heals from Oella. Heals from Oella are massive. She's just so powerful. But again, we're really just depending on our Geo to get back around to his ability here. Let's see how long it takes him to get there. Of course, I would recommend putting Geo in a lot of refresh accessories, put him in reflex as well, and that would actually be like the best because he could just keep on placing HP burn and weaken and he'll die even faster. It's the lull between the HP burn getting stripped off like it just did again twice in a row. So this could potentially be a loss because it got stripped twice in a row, but we could come back. See how much we healed back? It looked like it was a little bit sketchy at first, but Oella has such strong heals, it's crazy. But the fact that we have such a long lull between HP burn and weaken, because I don't have refresh accessory on him or reflex gear, is a little bit of a problem. The retaliatory, it did it 3 times in a row. This is the worst I've ever seen it, where he actually gets all the debuffs removed because we're just doing too much damage from poison ticks or from damage in general. So that's why Mother's Spell's so good. She got the revive on death. We've got Pythion reviving, putting on the strengthens. We've got Mithrala putting on strengthens and shields. So we're mitigating 25% of the damage dealt from him as well. And that's why I have him. So strong of a champion. So now we're just a little bit concerned because we are going to die here, but we're hopefully going to revive with the revive on death. Boom, boom. Okay. Can we get a revive from Pythion or no? Okay. Pythion's got a long cooldown, and that's why I do recommend having the books in his revive. So if he had books in his revive, it would be a lot better in my opinion, but he does not have the books on his revive. So his revive's on a 6-turn cooldown, which is a long time. We're hoping to land a Brimstone at this point. This is the longest I've ever gone. And what are the chances we lose this? Probably like we're going up towards 40% at least. But because we have the increased defense, because we have the strengthen, we should survive. Plus Oella just heals so much, like a ridiculous amount. He's going to die from the Brimstone here. Boom, there you go. So we did get the win. So there is a potential chance that I could lose, but I still haven't lost yet. Mithrala obviously gets 2.7 million damage because, let me move myself out of the way there a little bit. 2.7 million damage behind me there with Mithrala. And then Geomancer, 1.6 million. Mithrala, because of the Hex, she does share the wealth when it comes to the damage with Geo. And because of all the poison that she does as well. So again, Mother Sibel, Oella, Pythion help us stay alive. It did look a little risky at the end there because Geomancer kept dying. That's why I say build Geomancer much tankier and put him in the stats about 500 to 520 accuracy. And you could also put Mithrala in the lead. I think in this case, I do have Mithrala in the lead. So I don't even need the 520 accuracy. I just need 450 or 440 accuracy because she's in the lead. So I may end up having to revamp this right here and put in, just do 450 accuracy here, 450 accuracy on her, and then we should be good to go. Another item to note in this team setup as well is you notice Mother Sibel's placement. Mother Sibel should really be placed in the back, right? So if she's placed in the back here, all the way at the bottom, and you saw during that run, when she revived before Oella, and that's because she's placed ahead of Oella. And I forgot to mention that, and I actually put her in the wrong location, a wrong spot. So in reality, you want Mother Sibel being down here where Pythion is, in the last spot. So I don't know how I've missed that. So I want Pythion and then Mother Sibel in the end. So Mother Sibel revives last, because when they revive, they don't have 100% health. Then Mother Sibel revives after them and heals everybody by 20% of their max HP, which is massive and keeps you alive even longer. So yeah, so that was wrong on my part. I messed that one up. So yeah, so I just realized that when I was looking at the comp and kind of looking back at the run. So yeah, there you go. So definitely put her in the last spot. Don't put her in the first or second spot unless you're trying to use her for the speed aura and you're trying to get those speeds and hit those speed thresholds, then that's fine. I use her in the accuracy lead because I could just re-gear them and reduce their accuracy tenfold. But then again, if you're utilizing them in Sand Devils, keep that in mind as well, because you may or may not be using an accuracy lead in Sand Devils Necropolis. That's just how it works. You know, we might as well pull these last two Mortal Soul Stones here for you. Maybe we get lucky here on the vid. Epic. What do we got? 3-star Gwyneth. Never used her. She's not very strong either. Epic. Skimfos. Okay, 2-star. Haven't really used Skimfos either, to be honest with you. Anyways, that's going to be the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share this with your friends, and I will see you on a video soon. Peace.